Hi there. Many of you may not know this, but I've been doing readings for a long time, and I also used to do readings on social media for my followers. In this video, I'd like to take a trip down memory lane to kind of do my breakdown or my analysis of one of the readings that I did for someone on social media. I hope you guys love this video, so let's get right into it. So here is an impromptu reading I did for someone that was a follower of my social media. And basically my process is when I'm doing readings, I let the spirit present themselves to me. So either I'm going to see what they look like or what they're going to show me. Sometimes it's their personality, sometimes it's how they pass. It really is kind of endless, but I never have an assumption or never try to force my will, and I never tried to demand information out of a spirit. I think today a lot of mediums are doing sort of this combination of channeling and mediumship, whereas my style, I believe that if you are doing mediumship, you should let the spirit dictate what exactly it wants to say, whether that's a little or whether that's a lot. Sometimes you see a lot of mediums, they'll have preset symbols. So they're already looking for the cemetery. They're already looking for the balloon release for somebody's passing. They're looking for tattoos. They're looking for names. They're looking. And then when they try like this and hunt like that, in my opinion, you're really not giving the spirit realm an opportunity to kind of be themselves. And I think if you're going to do mediumship, especially evidential mediumship, you should let the spirit realm be themselves. And maybe they don't want to say a whole lot. Maybe they want to say a lot. It really depends because they have free will to kind of dictate what they do and don't want to say. I feel that people should not be getting mediumship readings if they're only wanting to hear from a specific spirit and they only want certain pieces of information, to validate that that's the spirit. Well, what you're doing is you're shrinking down and you're forcing the spirit to behave in a way and maybe they don't want to. For instance, a lot of people come for readings and they want one spirit and they need to know how did they die, or they want to know their secret password for their computer, or they want to know a story about them that only the spirit knows and is totally like going to prove that this stuff is real. I don't think that's what mediumship is about. It's not about proving to people who don't believe. Mediumship is about allowing two worlds to kind of be free to communicate whatever it is they want to communicate, whether that's a hello or whether that's an hour full of information. So I think you should be getting readings for inspiration and not to sort of have a guarantee that you're going to have it your way. Mediumship and psychic readings and all types of readings, it's not like ordering coffee at a cafe. It shouldn't be like that. And I think right now that a lot of mediums and a lot of clients or a lot of people expecting readings are kind of leaning towards trying to make it, something that they can scale instead of allowing freedom. So, and allowing, when we don't allow freedom in readings and psychic mediumship readings, there's no inspiration, and then it becomes just about evidence and information. So here we go.
Hi.
Hi.
I can kind of see you. There you go.
So at this point, I had already described a spirit to my followers in the audience that were following me on this live. And once somebody could understand like a few pieces of evidence or pieces of information to describe a spirit, I then invite them to come on video on live with me so that I can continue the reading. And I also ask their permission, anyone that's a follower of mine that was on my live at the time, that the deal is I'll give you a free reading, but you have to allow me to be able to upload your reading to my social media or to my website to do pretty much what I want with it. That's sort of the deal. You get a free reading, but I get to kind of show the world basically my process. So that's kind of where we're at. I described the spirit. This person was able to understand their spirit, and here we go.
This is going to sound crazy, but have you seen her after her passing?
Oh, all the time.
Okay. she's standing. Did you see where my shadow is? That's pretty much where she's been standing the whole time. Like, she's not gonna go away. And you would have been not of the best spirits within the last few days.
Yeah.
Almost like, you know, and it's not irrational. It's that life really has given you a lot of.
So what's going on now is that
luck.
I had previously kind of described the spirit to all the followers. The person could claim it came on live. And now the spirit's giving me information what's going on in the person's life right now. What her emotions are going, and what's going on in her life. And the really interesting part of it is that the spirit is kind of trying to communicate that this person that's going through this that I'm reading, it's not irrational, that what they're experiencing, that it's real. It's not that they're over exaggerating. And so a lot of times when we go through bad stuff through our life, a lot of people say, oh, just kind of shake it off, or maybe you're exaggerating, or it's not so bad. And this could actually make us worse. So it's really nice to know that sometimes when spirits come through, they kind of want to tell their loved one, like what's going on right now, that what you're going through is a very difficult time, and you need to honor that in order to heal.
Say that. What a nice thing. Because I felt that what she said to me is, I'm right, she's grandmother, but she would want to call you like a daughter to her.
Mm-hmm.
She said, this isn't somebody being overly dramatic. Life has screwed her and of late, and anybody would want to give up and scream, yell, all that stuff, and you really aren't. But she says she's been with you, and you've said to yourself, I know this just kind of happens, and this is life, and I'll get through it, and within a couple of days things will be better, so I'm not even going to try to pay attention to it. And she's like, oh, no, this sucks. Like, she doesn't use the word sucks, but she's like, no, this isn't right. Like, and I feel like it's within the last 48 hours that it hasn't gone so well for you.
Yeah.
Because.
So there is evidence of the spirit communicator. So there's two ways that us as evidential mediums, we want to confirm a spirit. One way is to kind of describe things that the spirit is giving about who they were when they were alive. The second thing is about what's going on in the person's life. And the spirit is showing you that they're involved actively in the recipient's life. So this is big, because in evidential mediumship, I strongly believe you should give a few things to describe the spirit, whatever the spirit is giving to you to describe them, whether those are emotions, personality, medical ailments that they used to have, maybe what they used to look like, whatever it is. And then freedom to kind of talk about what's going on the earth. Who are they around? What are they doing now? And this woman in the spirit realm, who's obviously a grandmother, that reveres this person that I'm reading as a daughter, which is like a term of endearment, not only is in this wonderful place, but also is actively involved in her life and very much around her, which is so uplifting and very comforting to know that. And specifically, I even gave the last 48 hours. So the spirit was able to sort of not just kind of say, well, you've been through a rough life, but specifically when, over the last week, and specifically over the last 48 hours as well. And talking about the gaslighting or not shrugging off and acting as if that this is not a big deal. It really is a big deal. So this is more of like a healing type of conversation that's going on here. She
almost says like she would never intervene in your life unless it was totally unfair, and that's how she's put it. And she says you're definitely not somebody who every week or every 2 weeks is like, oh no, like, where it's just like, come on, you don't exaggerate. That's not you. So she's like, trust me, son, you're not going to go anywhere. I'm like, Instagram kicked me off already. I don't know if I can hold on. She's like, I
don't know if it's me because I haven't even been online.
Fine. They can show up though before you come on and know, I'm right though the sport coat's correct.
Mm-hmm. Like a blazer, right?
Yeah, blazer.
Mm-hmm.
Glasses.
Mm-hmm. A little too big.
So right there is when I'm communicating with the spirit, one of the things that stood out to me is that this female grandmother was wearing a blazer or sport coat. And the recipient is confirming that she indeed was known for wearing a blazer.
Like the big one.
As you can see, I'm gesturing like those big glasses before she says it, and she verifies that, yeah, it was too big for her. So it wasn't just glasses, there were specific glasses that were way too big for her. But the cool thing is that I'm demonstrating it before she even says anything.
Looking up?
Yeah, there's like her portrait the only portrait I have is like she's looking like kind of like slanted to the side.
Okay, yeah. Was this, and that was an occasion?
Yeah.
Like you guys.
So before I brought her on during the live, one of the things I said is not only can I see the spirit, but she's showing me a photograph and she's looking up, these huge glasses with the blazer on. But it was specifically 3/4 view and looking up. It wasn't looking like straight on or down. And so the recipient says, yes, there's absolutely a photograph of this.
It went somewhere? Okay. Yeah. I almost felt like there was something very interesting about that. In the background, I could barely make it out, but I thought I saw green, like nature, like outdoors. So, like, was there trees or forest or something behind her? Behind there?
She had a garden.
So basically, this what I'm describing is not only a photograph, but there was an event in a situation, or there was more to it. Sometimes, as a medium, when I get visuals, I'll see a picture and a photograph that's left behind. But I'm also giving a little glimpse to the spirit's new version, new afterlife, basically, where they have worlds within worlds, places to go, and some of those places are actually memories from on Earth. So that's at least what we think we are getting when we're getting this information. But I'm definitely taken to a place that the spirit is showing me at this moment.
So it was the day of my uncle's wedding. So they all took a portrait, and she was wearing a blazer. And then back then the photographers would go to your house, but she must be insinuating her garden because she's obsessed with that.
Okay, that's okay. And you have, I know it sounds very strange. There's a couple things about her smoking. One, I think that you get cigarette smoke randomly and no one's smoking around you. Makes sense?
Yep.
Second thing is, I think after her passing, there should have been a cigarette smell either at the wake or leading up to the wake that other people have smelled. That makes sense. I think that we have here a little medium on her hand.
So one of the things about my process and my abilities is that I can not only see the spirit realm and hear them, feel them, and have thoughts, but I can also smell and taste things. And during this reading, I'm not only kind of seeing everything and feeling it, but I can smell the cigarettes as during the reading, and she's placing it like when did the cigarette smell happen after her passing, that there's no other logical explanation as to why cigarette smoke is around the person I'm reading. And so one of the cool things that I've noticed throughout my time as a psychic medium is that if they were a smoker, sometimes they will use that cigarette smoke in the spirit realm to give to you and sort of throughout the day. So you may smell a random cigarette smoke to kind of say hello to you, because that was something they're known for. They're going to try to do something like that. And this person is highly attuned, who I'm reading right here, with spirit communication, or at least it seems that way. And they are experiencing these things that I'm talking about. So it's if you can kind of let the spirit realm do what they want and give them freedom, they'll give you some interesting things in readings.
Her. Obviously, you have it, but I think she has it I think there's certain things that she does after her passing that I don't normally run into. It takes a special someone to do these things that she's doing. I almost can see her as if she's as real as you and me. You know, she's just that vivid, and I'm like, that's not normal. You've had to have had some mediumistic qualities while you were alive, but I don't think she got to really open it up and express it. No. Make sense?
It does.
So she says, is there anyone in your life the last 48 hours that has not made your life positive that you would describe and she would describe as losers, plural? Okay. I'm like, wait, this is a public forum.
She's very vocal.
She's like, so are you going to tell her about these losers?
One of the things that's a challenge to doing live readings is not sugarcoating. So sometimes you get information that can be a little shocking, and these are one of these moments where the spirit is referring to the people in her life in the last 48 hours specifically as losers, and it's dead on. So,
and that it better not happen again, and what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, what do you want me to say about that? She's like, well, I bet it's not going to happen again. So I'm like, okay, well, I feel like there's more than one person that you're either going to have to limit your time or whatever, or maybe close the door, but maybe it's slightly ajar, but you know, pretty much closed or whatever. But would one be a male?
Yes.
She's not very happy at all. So it's very rare where you get like a intervention. I think this is an intervention.
I've been asking for it.
What's that?
I've been asking for it.
Oh, wow. And I don't think that's something you do, though, you know? I don't.
No.
So one of the really interesting things here is that not only is the spirit giving advice, but it's also giving more evidence that she truly is communicating with me. The word intervention, and the recipient is saying, yes, I actually literally asked for that in the last 48 hours specifically, if you've been watching, if you've been following along.
I don't.
Usually, no.
And I don't think that you can tell a whole lot of people, well, definitely not the intervention part, but you definitely really, what are you going to, you really can't say much about the last 48 hours to anybody. A, you think they're not going to care, which is the most important part. And B, I can't say that. I just think he's a jerk. But there's
very true.
There's the second person there too, though. But I just know that the one that's a male stands out more than the other one. But I don't think there's just one that has caused. And I just think there are examples of just things bubbling under the surface that I kind of feel like life could have been a little bit more, I don't know, the ball could have bounced in your favor over the last 6 to 12 months a little bit better, and it really hasn't. It's been kind of like, yeah, I'm hanging in there, but this didn't help, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so we're goodbye to losers and hello new life and all that. I think the biggest takeaway is that life isn't supposed to be like this, and you really are supposed to be happy, and I do think that it will be. But you just kind of have to, you know, be okay. I think you are about closing doors or at least giving yourself space. Whatever this is, I mean, I really do think it took you emotionally by surprise into a deep depth. But I would say by Tuesday you'll come out of it.
You think so? I sure hope so.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I actually think probably, tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday, you'll feel about like a brand new person.
Okay.
I just feel like if I look backwards the last 5 months, I just felt like just things just, you know, just bad luck, really, for you, and out of the normal, and just like almost every part of your life, whether it was little financial stuff here and there that's super annoying, and you should have had more money and you don't, or someone was more rude to you than they should have been pleasant. It just, I mean, you couldn't catch a break over the last 5 months. Am I correct?
Yes.
And,
yes.
and so the last 48 hours, whatever, these two come along, and you're like, oh, and she's like, these losers. Hopefully they're not in my life, and if you are,
No, they're not.
Okay. Anything else before I let you go? She's freezing me with a hug. So
what I've noticed from my experience is that whenever I get a prediction, which the prediction here was that the person I'm reading is going to feel and come out of the depths of this horrible time emotionally, mentally and emotionally, relatively soon, within actually a couple days, because when I did that reading, it was a Sunday, and I was saying Tuesday, but even sooner than that, a lot of times I'll pick up information that happened in the recent past, and that sort of strengthens the prediction, because if you can read going backwards into the past, you definitely can read what's going on in the future. So that's sometimes I've noticed in my process, and a lot of other psychic mediums process, the mechanism there, where you get a prediction, and then all of a sudden, kind of following that prediction, you'll get something from the past that actually brings strength and a little bit more credibility to the prediction, because, that's kind of that.
I want to make sure you understand that she's hugging you. She would have had to have been a hugger, though.
She would have? No.
Yeah, she's not a hugger. Are you a hugger?
No.
She's giving me a hug.
I mean, I'm sure after everything I've gone through, but
well,
no.
Is it possible that the reason she's not one and the reason you are not one is because, well, there's been times, especially the last 5 months, where things just really haven't gone your way, and there's not a lot of people to hug that are worthy of hugs?
Well, I'm not a hugger.
Okay.
I'm not much of a hugger.
Well, let me tell you that you should change, because if I gotta tell you something, she's a very bossy type of woman, and so I would consider becoming a hugger if I were you, or else she's gonna yell at me the rest of the night. So you better just change.
Okay.
Oh my.
So sometimes what happens, it's been 10 minutes and I've gotten all yeses. It's a lot of information to be absolutely 100% correct on. And then you get to this part where the spirit realm, the same spirit communicator is mentioning the hug. And she says, not really. If it's correct, we know as psychic mediums, it won't go away. So the spirit's like, no, I said hug, hug, hug. And as you can see, I'm like, well, the feeling and knowing of this hug is not going anywhere from my mind and my awareness. So at that point, I just felt and knew that the spirit communicator is pretty much saying she needs to kind of open her heart and be a little bit more, maybe a little bit different. Maybe forgiveness should be there or something. There should be a change to, for her. So we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Gosh, become a hugger. What are you doing? She would move heaven and earth to get this done today, so we're all going to listen to her, okay? So we're all going to change.
That is her personality.
If she was alive today, she would hug you, even though you're saying, well, definitely you two aren't. You two would, because you trust.
I always say that, I'm not a computer. Mediums aren't, like mediumship, psychic readings, whatever the case may be. It's not supposed to be like 100% all the time and blah, blah, blah. And some things we don't always know exactly why. And this is one of these occasions where, I'm getting this message of a hug and she's not a hugger. Maybe she will become a hugger one day, or maybe it's metaphorical, but it's really not up to me to figure out. It's just, it wasn't going anywhere. So I gave what I got. There's a lot of other mediums out there that will try a lot to kind of spend a lot of time figuring out where this hug goes. But once I kind of deliver it and then I start to feel the memory or the thought or whatever information I'm getting is starting to finally leave, that's when I know I've done my job. So who knows? But mediumship isn't the way we always want it to be. It's not like ordering a latte at a cafe. It works the way it works, and I think we should just kind of be grateful for that.
Each other. Makes sense?
Yeah.
I just don't think she had a lot of people to trust, and I think
No.
that you've had, you're not naive, we'll put it to you that way. So I think that stopped you, but I think if you want to open up your true power, maybe it's okay once in a while to get a little. All right, don't yell at me, Grandma. Did you
I stay
ever
away.
smoke?
I'm just like,
Did you ever quit smoking?
no. I mean, maybe when I like partied, I'd have a smoke here and there, but nothing.
Okay, good. The reason I say this is that there's somebody who she's mentioning that's still alive that has to quit smoking cigarettes.
The person that's annoyed me the last 48 hours.
Well, I can't tell you what to do, but she can, and she's she's saying no more. All right. So unless you want her to come back and haunt me, which by judging by your laugh, you wouldn't mind that. But there's a couple more things before you go because I gotta go soon because Instagram's probably gonna kick me off again. But also because I've been doing this for a long time now. What do you want to say? I mean, she's giving you different communication through different things,
Okay.
and I think one of the things
Usually a reading like this, I would want to keep it to 7 minutes. This has already gone on over 12 minutes, so I think this goes on another 7 minutes. So this is kind of a long reading for a reading that I kind of wanted to just do an example for, or a free reading for people. And I always feel that, you know, this should be about healing and helping people. And so that's kind of the motivation behind this.
you could like maybe look out for is through technology or media like TV or movies or something or computer, but she's going to want to, someone in that, like a movie or a TV show, is going to remind you of her, and she's going to do this multiple times. Whether it's going to be like a woman comes like she did, as if she's like an angel, and she's intervening when a female in the movie or TV is gone through hell and have a lot of bad luck. Like the same thing is going to be repeated. So she wants to show up. I mean, she really wants to mess with electronics. She wants to do every possible spirit of communication that she can do for you and will. I think she's just getting started. Do you ever have any weird things?
I thought what was really interesting looking at this playback. I haven't looked at this playback. That as soon as I said the spirit communicator, the grandmother messes with like electronics, the audio in this is starting to really mess up a little bit. So I thought that was interesting. But this is part of the reading where the spirit communicator is telling me the future, like future signs that they're going to give the person I'm reading.
Things with electronics, things not working and things should working and don't work.
Yeah, so I started a fairly new job, and I've had like all these technical issues the whole entire time. Yeah.
It's her. Do you also own either a video game console or like a DVD player that's as big as that? Some kind of like electronic thing. It's not a computer, it's not a laptop, it's something else. It's like a DVD player or a Blu-ray player or some kind of video game console.
A video game console.
Okay. Does it happen to be either white or on the lighter side?
On the lighter side.
She's messing with that.
I haven't turned it on, but the remote was missing.
There's also something else she's going to do that you're going to have to unplug and plug it in. So I just got to tell you that. Did it happen already?
No, but I've been having these dreams. Like I've literally been having these dreams that, you know, when I'm sleeping, it's like telling me like, okay, you're gonna someone's gonna mess with you, and I'm like having these constant dreams and then you're repeating them.
Yeah, that's her. There's literally like either the plug's gonna be unplugged and you have to plug it in, or you're gonna have to unplug it for whatever reason and then plug it in, and you're gonna have to do that more than once. So keep on the lookout for that.
Well, my computer too, my actual office computer that I have at home. I was like, someone stole my cord. Who came in my room? Everybody's like, we haven't even gone in there, but
then why would they, right?
I was blaming everybody, but it was.
Yes, it's the grandma ghost. See, she's going to do the whole every possible way that she can do this. I haven't seen the movie Ghost in whatever how many, but I think like she's going to try every possible way. I think in that movie they try to move a quarter or a penny or something.
Oh my
too.
God, I just said that too. I literally have been like, pennies have been thrown in front of me all day for like a couple of days now. And I'm just like, okay, angels, I know you guys are here. Like, I'm just like lifting them up and putting them on the table.
So this one I didn't catch at the time, but I was seeing the movie Ghost, and it was sometimes stuff goes so fast you can't catch up. And what reality, it wasn't just metaphorical, because I think I kind of assumed this was just a metaphor about the movie Ghost because she's doing so much, but it was actually literal, because the recipient is now saying, yeah, I had, just like in the movie Ghost, the pennies or the coins, whatever, were moving and all that. So a lot of times when we get things symbolically or metaphorically, they are also at the same time literal. And this happens to be one of these moments.
I'm having a bad day. I'm like sticking them in my pocket. I'm just like, all right, you're coming with me today.
Yeah, that's her. That's not the angelic realm. You have your own one. That's her. Now you know.
Yeah.
So you can learn a lot about spirit communication through her. Things that you'll never find in a book or anywhere else. And she's obviously already doing that. But I'm sure I know she's got more up her sleeve. But remember to keep just remember her advice. She wants to tell you what to do, so you better follow her. She's like, I never. What's that?
That's how she's always been.
Well, in this case, she's right. So at least you know that what you've gone through, especially the last 2 days, is not normal. Nobody should go through it, and certainly not you. And everything will start to really turn around for you. I actually think this year is going to be a lot better than last year for you. So,
well, you said after 40 up, it was going to be good.
After what?
40. You said when you reach 40, it was going to be a big transition, and I'm about to turn 40, so I'm like, all right, let's do this.
I wouldn't. If you're on the fence about going on 3 trips, I would go for all 3.
Yeah.
Are you on the fence about 3 trips?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Now,
that's it.
Question really quick, though.
I wish I was going on 3 trips. This is one of these moments where you're giving something that's going on right now and a prediction at the same time. It's wonderful.
Sure.
Maybe you can answer them because you're good with numbers. Is there a meaning when you're constantly seeing numbers? Like, I know they mean something, but it's like so constant that I'm like, okay, there's so many different numbers. What do they actually mean? It
depends. Sometimes the spirit will give you numbers and it is a specific date. Sometimes it's just the numerology of it. So there's not one. I would just Google it. If nothing comes up, if you're seeing a number and there's nobody that corresponds to that double-digit number or triple-digit, it's not a birthday, it's nothing like that, or a passing, I would then try to see if numerology makes sense. If you add them all up, and what's the sum, and what does that mean, and see if that works. But the third option is it's not any of those, and it's just them trying to go like this. Okay. There's no meaning. It's just like, hey, remember, you're not alone. And so you can stop and say, oh, okay. And sometimes, actually a lot of times, it has nothing to do with like a specific, go buy the car. Like, nothing like that. It's a lot. and like 1111 isn't always Archangel Michael. Like, sometimes it is just them trying to go, because we're all so
all I keep
busy.
seeing is like 333, 777, 999, 88. I'm just like, okay, you're giving me all the numbers, like 24. I don't get it.
Well, 3 is communication, so that's about speaking your truth and being a good communicator. 7 is the most spiritual number. It's about intuition and following it. And then what'd you have, 9 or 8? 8?
I have
8 is the
888, 111, 999. It's like all the numbers. I'm like, okay, well, what are you guys trying to
That's
tell me?
her.
Like, I'm looking
So-
at everything.
Yeah, see, but like I've been saying the last 10 minutes, she's going to try to do everything.
Okay.
It's almost like a flex. It's a spirit flex. I don't think I've ever said that before. I'm going to trademark that. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, but she's going through the gauntlet of spirit communication, and she's going to really. But I would help her push the envelope. It's a wink, yeah. Like Jolie said, it's like a wink. The spirit wink, basically. But I would help her push the envelope more if you want to, and think outside the box, even if it's too woo-woo-y. She's the one rare spirit that you might be able to push it on the brink of, like, too woo-woo-y. If there's a spirit that could be capable of something impossible, it's definitely her. So,
Yeah, she's very strong.
Do you have any other questions before I let her go?
No, that's it. But it is true because every time I feel like spirit's good, it's like I get the itchy nose too.
That's hilarious.
She's hard to
All right.
ignore.
So one of the cool things that sometimes happens is that somebody that I'm reading experiences some sort of spirit experience, and I get apparently one of her experiences is the nose. So her nose starts to itch once she gets some sort of connection with the spirit realm. It's kind of nice because it gives a little bit of an element of a personal element to this.
Yes, she is. I'm going to break my connection with her and have her hang out with you, okay? Thank you so much.
You.
There you have it, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, hit like and leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do some more. I have some example readings out there. Some are shorter, some are a little bit more in depth, so it's really up to you. Leave a comment and don't forget to like and hit subscribe. I really appreciate your support for my channel. Thanks a lot, and look forward to seeing you all on my next video.